Some cats stop trusting their owners forever. And the worst part is that it often happens because of things that seem completely normal. Maybe you think your cat is simply cold, distant, or independent. But in reality, it could be feeling fear, stress, or discomfort around you, and you don't even know it. Today you're going to discover the 10 most common mistakes that destroy a cat's trust, and how to fix them before it's too late. And before we begin, I want to tell you something important. If your cat distances itself, avoids you, or seems distant, it doesn't mean it hates you. Cats build trust very differently than dogs. They don't obey out of emotional submission. They need to feel safe, respected, and calm. When something breaks that sense of security, they gradually begin to change their behavior. Mistake number 1. Forcing your cat to receive affection. One of the most common mistakes is thinking that all cats want affection all the time. But for a cat, losing control of its space can be very stressful. Many owners constantly pick them up, hug them, chase them to pet them, even when the cat is clearly uncomfortable. And here's the problem. Cats rarely overreact at first. First, they simply start avoiding you. Then they stop approaching you. After that, they stop feeling safe around you. If your cat twitches its tail, flips its ears, or tries to leave, it's telling you, "Leave me alone." Mistake number 2. Punishing them for natural behaviors. Many cats lose trust because of punishment. Yelling at them, chasing them, using water sprays, or physically punishing them does not teach them what they did wrong. It only teaches them that you are unpredictable. And a cat that feels afraid stops relaxing around you. Imagine living with someone who sometimes treats you well, but other times suddenly explodes. That creates constant anxiety. Cats learn much better with positive reinforcement and redirection. If you love cats and truly want to understand them better, subscribe, because here we talk about feline behavior without myths. Mistake number 3. Invading their safe spaces. Many owners believe that when a cat hides, it is being antisocial or distant. But in most cases, what it is really doing is trying to feel safe. Cats need moments of calm and places where they can relax without feeling watched or disturbed. That's why forcing him out from under the bed, forcibly removing him from his carrier, or chasing him when he wants to be alone can significantly increase his stress. Feline ethology tells us that hiding is a natural protective behavior, especially when a cat feels tired, scared, or overstimulated. For a cat, having a safe haven isn't a whim, it's an emotional need. It's the place where he feels he can let his guard down. And importantly, a cat that knows his space will be respected usually regains confidence more quickly and approaches you willingly. Sometimes the best way to strengthen your bond with your cat isn't to get closer, but to give him the reassurance that he can retreat when he needs to. Mistake number 4. Constantly changing his routine. Cats love stability. Although many people think they are independent animals and easy to adapt to, the reality is that constant changes can greatly affect their emotional well-being. Changing feeding times, moving furniture, receiving frequent visitors, or altering household smells can cause anxiety in cats, even if you don't notice it. Even small changes, like moving their bed or changing the location of the litter box, can make a cat feel insecure in their own territory. That's why we sometimes think our cat is acting strange, distant, or in a bad mood, when in reality they're simply stressed. Feline ethology tells us that cats rely heavily on routine to feel secure. Their brains find safety in predictability. When everything suddenly changes, some cats start hiding more, sleeping less, meowing differently, or even stop using the litter box properly. And something many owners don't realize is that even changing the litter can alter their behavior. For them, the details do matter. Mistake number 5. Ignoring environmental stress. Many cats live in environments that are too intense for them. Loud noises, shouting, loud music, arguments, constant visitors, or even sudden movements inside the house can gradually make a cat feel insecure. And the problem is that cats often suffer from stress in silence. Unlike other animals, many cats don't immediately express their anxiety. Some simply stop interacting normally, hide more, sleep in strange places, or remain constantly alert. Others may start grooming excessively, lose their appetite, or become more irritable. Feline ethology tells us that cats are extremely sensitive to their environment. For them, home shouldn't just be a comfortable place. It should also feel safe and predictable. That's why, when a cat lives constantly surrounded by tension, its body can remain in a state of alert for a long time. And a cat that never manages to fully relax will hardly be able to feel calm around you. Sometimes, improving a cat's well-being doesn't require more toys, but more peace in the home. Mistake number 6. Playing with your cat incorrectly. Another huge mistake is using your hands as toys. It might seem cute when they're kittens and start gently nipping or attacking your fingers, but without realizing it, you're teaching them that human hands are something to hunt. And as they grow, that game can turn into harder bites, scratches, or unexpected attacks during petting. Furthermore, many cats play incompletely. They chase toys for a few seconds, but never manage to catch them. And although it may seem insignificant, this can lead to frustration. Feline ethology tells us that play mimics the natural hunting cycle. Observe, chase, catch, and release tension. When the cat never wins, the experience can become stressful instead of relaxing. That's why experts recommend using wands, balls, or interactive toys instead of your hands. And something very important, let your cat catch the toy at the end of the game. That small detail helps them feel satisfied, relaxed, and more emotionally balanced at home. Mistake number 7. Not understanding their body language. Cats are communicating all the time. The problem is that many humans don't understand the signals they try to give before they feel uncomfortable or stressed. And here's something important. Many scratches and bites don't appear out of nowhere. In reality, the cat has already given several warnings. For example, a stiff or jerky tail can indicate tension. Ears pinned back often show discomfort or annoyance. And very dilated pupils can be a sign of fear, stress, or overstimulation. Feline ethology tells us that cats use body language much more than vocalizations to communicate. The problem is that many people only react when the cat finally bites or scratches. Imagine trying to communicate constantly and no one understanding your boundaries. Over time, any living being would become frustrated. Learning to read these signals not only prevents accidents, it also greatly strengthens trust. Because when a cat feels understood, it begins to feel safer, calmer, and much more emotionally connected to you. Mistake number 8. Forcing them to socialize. Not all cats enjoy interacting with strangers. Some are sociable and curious, but others have a much more reserved personality. Forcing them to socialize, picking them up in front of visitors, or insisting they let you touch them can gradually destroy their sense of security. Many owners say things like, "Come say hello," or "Let me pet you," without realizing that the cat is already showing clear signs of discomfort. Feline ethology tells us that cats need to feel in control of their interactions. When they can't escape or get away, their stress level rises rapidly. Some end up hiding for hours, while others react with fear or defensive aggression. And something very important, your cat doesn't have to love everyone to be happy. An emotionally healthy cat isn't one that lives with everyone, but one that feels calm and safe in its home. Respecting its personality is also a form of love. Often, when you stop pressuring him, the cat will start approaching on his own. Mistake number 9. Neglecting environmental enrichment. Many behavioral problems arise simply because the cat is bored. Sometimes we think the cat is problematic, when in reality he lives in an environment without enough stimulation for his mind and natural instincts. Feline ethology tells us that a cat needs to explore, climb, hide, play, and simulate small hunting activities to maintain emotional balance. That's why heights, hiding places, scratching posts, and interactive toys are so important for his well-being. A cat that spends all day without stimulation can accumulate frustration and stress. Some start chewing on objects, running frantically around the house at night, or becoming more irritable. Others simply shut down emotionally and sleep almost all the time. And although it may not seem like it, a mentally bored cat can also begin to associate that frustration with his environment, and even with you. Sometimes, small changes make a huge difference. A cardboard box, a high shelf, or a few minutes of daily play can completely transform their mood and greatly strengthen the bond with you. Mistake number 10. Thinking your cat is cold. This is perhaps the saddest mistake of all. Many people believe their cat doesn't love them simply because it shows affection in a very different way than a dog or a human. But cats do form deep emotional bonds. When a cat sleeps near you, follows you around the house, rubs against you, watches you silently, or blinks slowly while looking at you, it's demonstrating something very important: trust. And for a cat, trusting someone is one of the greatest forms of love. The problem is that many people expect exaggerated displays of affection and fail to recognize feline emotional language. Ethology tells us that cats usually express affection in a more subtle and calm way. They don't need to be all over you all the time to love you. Sometimes, simply choosing to rest beside you is a powerful display of emotional attachment. Feline affection is silent, but profoundly real. And when you learn to understand these subtle signs, you discover that your cat probably loves you far more than you ever imagined. How to regain trust. The good news is that a cat's trust can be regained. But you need patience, respect their space, establish routines, play with them appropriately, reward voluntary approaches, and let them trust again at their own pace. Because when a cat decides to trust you, it's one of the most special connections there is. Now that you know what mistakes can emotionally push a cat away, you'll probably also want to discover the signs that indicate your cat truly loves you. I'll leave that video right here.